Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Namal with the DC Camp, Branch of Great Millstone, back for another video. First and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kahakodash. Once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and therefore deserve double honors. Salutations also go to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and byways, putting in that work, spreading the truth across the four corners of the earth, while trying to wake up the remaining, hopefully, elect. Alright, once again, another video on how these women are taking major L's, alright, for so many years. And of course, I'm going back to the site of Destro Reborn. I mean, hey, he putting in that work, showing them for what they truly are. You know, we can use all kinds of I mean, this feminism ideology, feminist ideology, has totally fucked up these, especially the Western woman. All right, and we're at the point now where it's just really a comedy. All right, so let's get into the video.
80% of single guys are no longer interested in dating. They're not even trying.
Nobody dates anymore. Everybody just want to. Chivalry is dead.
A few moments later.
Nah, because I really just spent the night at a guy's house, and he asked me to take the trash way out. The worst thing is that I'm doing it. So come with me to take the trash out at a man's apartment. Is this the real walk show?
No walk to her car, no Uber ride home. No, just hand her the hefty white bag and point her to the community garbage men. Yes, a lot of men have really lost respect for the modern woman. And honestly, how can we blame them? I mean, come on. We have to assume that most of these modern women have a 3-digit body count. So how can we act like there's something special about one night in Paris? You get it? Like one night in Paris? No? You don't get it? Okay. Coupled with the fact that modern women have crucified chivalry and told us that men that act like gentlemen should be spat on. No, for real.
I was in town and a man had the nerve to hold the door open for me. I felt like spitting in his face, literally shaking with rage right now.
Yes, I know my stance on this topic is quite controversial, but I challenge you to hear me out with an open mind and a valid passport. I would implore you to stop trying to fix the system and instead focus on taking advantage of it. I mean, think about it. If you haven't noticed, modern women are slowly trying to reform their own church. We've seen multiple female influences switching their message from sprinkle to holy virtuous woman. I mean, they're like one step away from just being called a pick-me.
This is what women ask for. They've been telling men for years. If you don't have your stuff together, you shouldn't be trying to talk to women. But now, you are mad.
Hold on just a second. I gotta keep that picture in mind. Let's see. Where is it? Hold on. Damn it. These big fingers of mine. Hold on. I'll leave it there. Hold on just a second. Okay, I'm back. Just a second.
Only trying to reform their own church. We've seen multiple female influences switching their message from sprinkle to holy virtue.
This one right here. That's why I had to, yeah, that's the so-called black woman, but it reminded me of a picture here. All right, and this is war. So-called white, JC got her in his clutches and his grip, and she can't get away. Look at that. Now she wants to be all virtuous. Yeah, right. Don't fall for that.
Virtuous woman. I mean, they're like one step away from just being called a pick-me.
This is what women ask for. They've been telling men for years. If you don't have your stuff together, you shouldn't be trying to talk to women. But now you are mad when they actually chase their goals and not you.
And why, you ask? This change has come because of your silence, because of your indifference, and most importantly, because of your discipline.
You lack discipline.
Unlike Satan Kevin Samuel Titus the Great, we are no longer attempting to plead our case to modern women. No, we are now holding each other accountable for our actions. Like the Masons or the mechanics, the Brotherhood doesn't allow women in the room of discourse. Modern women are no longer allowed in our spaces to heckle, misdirect, and gaslight our mission. We will now set the standard and allow nature to take its course. In other words, only the strong, or in this case, the virtuous, will survive. And furthermore, I would not worry about the beta males and weak simps, because it only takes 20% of capable men to topple the feminist house of cards.
A man asking you to take the trash out after a one-night stand is wild. A man asking you to take the trash out under any circumstances, unless you are a maid and he is paying you, is wild. You actually taking the trash out on your way out the door to go home after a one...
And again, this is why these scriptures are so important. All right. Got to go to Proverbs. You know, there's a reason. Who are these Proverbs written by? All right, let's go to 31. All right. The words of King Lemuel. And this is verse 10. What is she? All right, the woman who fears the Lord. You won't have these issues. Not nearly as much anyway. Who, and this is the question, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. All right. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her. And that's the key right here. Safely trust in her. Can you do that today? It's very, very rare. So that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her husband. Gives meat to her household, Salakia, and a portion to her maidens. Remember what he said about the virtuous winning in the end, right? She considereth a field, and buyeth it, and with the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. Remember, the woman was created to be a what? Helpmeet, right? She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good, her candle goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor, yea, she reaches forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. Get that out the way. Hold on. Whoops. All right. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. Now, when you go into Sirach, all right, it will tell you that, well, let's just go and get it. The woman, today you have the opposite, all right? Yeah, you're known in the gates, all right, but let me see here if I can remember where it is. But it's not a good thing. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. It was 25. All right. Let's see. Yeah, because this is what you're dealing with now. This is Sirach 25, or Ecclesiasticus 25 and 16. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. The wickedness of a woman changes her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. All right. And it goes on further. Let's see. That's it. But let's go back to the video.
A one-night stand is crazy. Cora, this is something that you could have kept to yourself. We didn't have to know. I don't know why you felt the need to
There's another thing about the so-called black woman, you know, concerned about everybody else except her fucking self. Like, if roles were reversed, I mean, like, they wouldn't be laughing at her fat ass. Just don't get it.
to record this. Like, Corey, you're going to have to learn how to take your L's in silent. Because now we're going to laugh and we're going to discuss.
One thing that initiates the gag reflex in your Grace Lord Destro is when one of these E Honda looking ladies start talking about sex. Come now, woman. Nobody wants to think about your love handles and back rolls flopping up and down. Have some decency. Not even your nightmares want to have a one-night stand with you. Yet they are always the first one to tell other women what they shouldn't accept.
Ladies, don't you ever. Ladies, don't you ever.
I know you see her eyes. She can't even look straight into the camera because she knows she has done far worse than carry out a man's garbage. With those elephantitis hands, please, come on.
In your lives, acquiesce to a man asking you to take out the trash on your way out the door after a one-night stand. It's so specific, I can't believe I'm saying this to y'all, but come on. I just don't understand the conversation. Can you take the trash out as you're leaving after the one-night stand? Young lady that I just had a one-night stand with, can you take the trash out? Sure, I'll take the trash out.
Okay, one more thing about the woman doing the walk of shame with a trash bag, carrying this man's trash out of his apartment after he used her for her body and sexual gratification because he probably has a dopamine addiction and a porn addiction on top of that.
First off, how did he use her? Is she not a grown woman? How do you know she didn't go over there to get her back blown out? Secondly, the women that have 5 pink and blue toys in their nightstands, 2 silicone phalluses and 1 vibrator in their closet, and a medicine cabinet full of antidepressants have the nerve to be accusing anyone of being dopamine addicted.
I feel like the whole getting online and talking about how you're letting men use you is almost like part of that. Well, if I call myself a slut, it doesn't matter if you call me that. And here's the thing, I'm not saying that word about those women. I'm saying I've seen it in videos. You know, these situationships where they're just being used by men, right, for their bodies, essentially. But then they'll then use degrading words to describe themselves because, again, if they say it about themselves, then, oh, like, I'll beat you to the punchline, that type of thing. And that's what that trash bag video felt like. It felt like this girl, again, maybe doesn't know her worth. Maybe she doesn't know her worth. But it almost feels like, you know, you're walking out of a guy's house carrying his trash from the week. Like, this man's collecting trash all week. We all have a trash can. Putting trash in a trash bag all week. And I'm sorry, I don't want to say that he's lazy. So lazy to the point that not only do you not take the trash out yourself, you bring a girl home.
Keep hearing that. Knowing your worth. And I just read scriptures on how to be in order, all right? You don't want to listen, that's on you. In the meantime, I'm going to sit back and enjoy the show.
Girl home, sleep with her in your apartment, and then expect her, after sleeping with her in your apartment, which is probably disgusting. I'm just saying that because I'm annoyed. Like, maybe it's not disgusting. And then using her to take your trash out.
You know, I see it differently. I think this mysterious man that she was sleeping with was really Banksy. This was just another one of his art exhibits. Trash Tenderloin takes out the trash. Is is truly genius. I mean, she self-recycled herself. Now the septum ring redhead is furious because her cognitive dissonance won't allow her to accept the fact that men apply value to women. We establish who is high value and who is low value. And after a night with this man, obviously, he did not see her as valuable. It's nothing to cry about. It's the way of the world. Either you accept it or continue to live in never.
31 years old. Okay, I'm not super old, but I've lived enough life to understand this stuff. I'm imagining this guy that goes out on the weekends or whatever has a roster of women in his phone, maybe off dating apps, you know, maybe he's going to the bars and meeting them, I don't know. And every weekend he ends up sleeping with a girl in his apartment, and he knows in his head, when I'm done sleeping with her on Sunday morning or whatever day it is, I'm going to ask her to take out the trash. And I just imagine this like running joke that he probably has, like him probably bragging to friends at work, like his buddies, you know what I mean? Probably bragging to them like, yeah, I hooked up with her, like, because guys do that. They talk about girls that they hook up with whenever they have porn addictions, lust problems, dopamine dependencies, and they have no respect for women.
You know, I'm rambling on and shit, but I wonder if roles were reversed. You know, let's just let it continue.
They talk about them, right? They talk about the women they're hooking up with. They show pictures, they show videos, they do all that stuff. I just imagine him being like, yeah, this is the girl I hooked up with over the weekend. She even took my trash out. Like, oh yeah, like you should start doing it. Like, I just have these girls, like these hot girls come over. Not only are they dumb enough to hook up with me, not that I'm calling those women dumb, but I'm just saying, hookup culture is the downfall of society.
Wow. If overthinking was an Olympic event, women would reign supreme. Imagine if she held that same vitriol for the women on Hinge that go on multiple expensive dates with soft-serve men that she has no intention of dating. What if she felt that same sympathy for these weak-hearted simps that continue to spend their paychecks going on expensive date after expensive date looking for love? But she's on the verge of tears and creating conspiracy theories because a man asked a woman to carry out his trash. I mean, come on, we can look at her and see that she is definitely a no-frills smash and pass.
The disgusting stuff that you throw away in your trash, right? You think about that. Imagine this woman, this beautiful woman coming back to your apartment, you sleeping with her, and then having having so little respect for her. You don't offer to walk her out. You don't offer to walk her to her car. You don't offer to drive her home. You don't offer anything to her. You look at her this is how much you see of her. You see her as such a small, insignificant part of your life, right? She's important enough to get sexual gratification from, but then so unimportant to you that you're just like, carry my garbage out. And then I'm watching her carry this out of this man's apartment, down the steps, through the parking lot to wherever the trash can is. A huge bag of trash. Oh my gosh, I literally cannot believe it. Walk of shame, like, oh, it's so shameful. Walk of shame, like, carrying a trash bag, like, look what a piece of garbage I am. Like, what is this world we're living in where women are literally okay with being treated this way? You're just hooking up with some guy that doesn't care about you and then taking his garbage out. Like, if that doesn't tell you what you need to know, nothing ever will. I don't know.
But wait a minute. You didn't smash the bell and press the like button. Blast, flash, 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 flash. And although you will never be worthy of a monarch such as myself, the Lord Death...
Yeah, it's always the man's fault, right? That's all for this. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna, whatever. It's like I say, just sit back and watch the show. That's about all you can do at this point. It's almost over. All right, so with that, until the next video, hey, shalom.